Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The girl on the phone to do a second date update today met the guy that she wants to call at the grocery store.
I never think that actually happens.
Oh, it happens. I actually got a phone number at the grocery store not that long ago.
That's awesome.
And I didn't even have to talk to the girl.
How
I
does
was
that work?
behind her in line at the checkout counter. And the checker asked her for her rewards card number. And as she gave her rewards card number to the checker, I took it down in my phone behind her.
Oh my God, that's so creepy.
So creepy, but it's effective, and it worked. I did try to text her later and got nothing in response, which I thought was very rude. But apparently, yeah, some guy came up to Chelsea in the grocery store and asked her for her number. Hey, Chelsea, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So are you disappointed that he didn't do it like I did?
Yeah, that would have been surprisingly romantic.
Yeah, no
It
kidding,
is.
right?
Yep.
I think what's even more shocking about a guy asking you out on the grocery store is that you actually found him attractive.
Well, I know, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of amazing.
Why is that? Are all guys at grocery stores ugly or something?
No, just
go
like the
shopping.
likelihood of you getting asked out at a grocery store is going to be by like some 50-year-old divorced dad that's kind of creepy. Like
Really?
that it's actually someone.
Where do you shop? Because I see like single dudes in the grocery store all the time.
All ages.
Well, yeah, but anytime, I mean, I get hit on in the grocery store all the time, but chances are it's just not going to be someone I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Like a creep who's coming up to you talking about how to test melons or something. Like, well, I'll let you know how these melons are ripe.
Okay, that's not unlike the conversation that me and this guy had.
What?
Really?
He did not pull a melon line on you.
It wasn't about melons. He brought up avocados and how he was having issues with them.
Completely different than what I was saying. You're right.
He was like riding the struggle bus about avocados. He was standing there with like two avocados in his hands, like looking back and forth and like not knowing how to tell if they were ripe. And I helped him with it.
I will
Okay.
say,
So he didn't approach you going, hey, you know how to squeeze these things properly? You actually saw him having trouble and helped him out.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. And when did you guys actually exchange numbers and stuff?
Well, I sort of helped him with avocados and we laughed a little bit and then I went away and kept grocery shopping. And then we ran into each other in a different part of the store. And he said something really like, I still don't know about avocados. Like, it was horribly done, but very endearing, because it was clear he just wanted to talk more. So I was like, oh, I could help you with that anytime. I'm a much better flirt than he is.
I don't know why this is turning me on, but it is.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So you had, it just sounds like an awkward exchange that you guys had.
It was like charmingly awkward.
Okay.
It was like, okay, we're obviously attracted to each other, but don't know each other well enough to say anything.
yeah.
So we'll talk about avocados.
Did he ask for your number then?
He did.
So tell us about your date when you guys actually went out, or was the whole date at the grocery store?
No, we just went on a coffee date. It was nice. He took me to this little, like, independent place I hadn't been before. And I thought it went really well. We had a lot of, like, easy-flowing conversation. We both have, like, a few different weird jobs. Like, he works as a professional dog walker,
Dude, those guys are impressive.
and I work as a clown.
What? You're a clown.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You currently work as a clown?
Yeah, I currently work as a clown. I mean, not, like, currently, like, this morning. I'm not dressed in clown clothes right now.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've never met a clown before.
Yeah.
Did he think that was really cool?
Yeah, he thought it was fun. I told him some, like, funny stories about things that the kids say, and he's told me, like, silly things that his dogs have done, and...
That sounds so boring.
Yeah,
I don't say.
it really does.
I love kids and dogs. I'm just saying.
I wish I could have been there for your conversation.
Yeah, it was great.
So you guys bonded over your jobs.
Yeah, our weird jobs.
Okay.
It was nice. It was really nice. And he was just, like, a good guy.
If everything went really well, why do you think he's not calling you back?
I'm not really sure. The only thing that I could really think of was that I said that I wasn't necessarily interested in getting married anytime soon. And I wonder if maybe he was like, that's like what he's on his mind, so we're just in different places.
How did you say it, though? Did you harp on it? Was the whole thing like, oh, God, and I'm not interested in getting married ever?
No. I wasn't like, my parents hate each other and left because they don't love me. I wasn't like weird about it. I was just like,
the reason I don't want to get married is because I had a bad example of love growing up.
right, yeah. Like, I wasn't like a crazy person. I was just like, I have a lot of things I want to do in my life before I settle down and get married.
Did he seem awkward after you said it?
At the time, I didn't think of him as being awkward, but looking back on it, I'm like, I said that, and then I don't know how he feels about it. Is that because he like quickly changed the subject or something? And I'm just not really exactly, I don't quite have a handle on it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's too bad. You might be overthinking that a bit. How many times have you tried to get a hold of him?
Twice. I texted him the day after our date, and he texted me back and was just like, oh, I'm really busy this weekend. And then I texted him the next week, and he didn't text me back at all.
Okay, so you haven't heard anything from him since that second text?
Mm-mm.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Brooke and Jubal in the mornings, second date update.
Call now to win a $1,000 cash crate.
1-866-MOVE-925.
Chelsea is on the phone with us, and today she wants to call a guy named Greg. They met at the grocery store, bonded over some avocados, ended up going out for coffee, and now he's not calling her back, and she has no idea why. Chelsea, I have a really good idea for you, actually.
What is it?
I say you don't do the second date update, okay?
What?
Why?
I think a better idea is to go back to that grocery store every single day and wait by the avocados. Just like pull up a chair next to the avocados until he comes up to buy some and ask him to explain himself in person.
That's a good idea. I
Yeah.
could be holding 2 avocados and weeping over them.
Exactly.
Everybody going into the store. Look, there's the sad avocado lady again.
Imagine his surprise when he walks up and sees you camped out by the avocados.
Yeah, guys love that.
He'll definitely go on another date with you then.
All right, well, never mind. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to dial the phone number right now. Any last thoughts before we get him on the phone?
No, I don't think so. I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get your second date update.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Greg, please?
Speaking.
Hey, Greg, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Sorry, what's that?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show. How are you?
I'm okay. What's this about?
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. Basically, if somebody goes out on a date and they get blown off, they email us and ask if we can get the other person on the phone to find out why. The girl that you went out with, her name is Chelsea.
Okay.
She told us a little bit about how you guys first met at the grocery store. She helped you with avocados, and then you asked for her number, and you guys went to coffee.
Yeah, that definitely happened.
Okay. Did you not like her? Because it sounds like from the tone of your voice right now, it sounds like you didn't really like Chelsea very much.
No, it's not that I didn't like her. Just a weird phone call to talk about a date.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. Can you tell us a little bit about it, though? She really wants to know why you're not calling her back.
I guess I could tell you guys about it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So she told us about your date and said that, in her opinion, everything went great, but she hasn't heard from you. Can you explain the date to me a little bit in your words?
Yeah, she was really nice, and the date was going really great until she basically just got a little weird. She said something, and I couldn't really shake it, and I feel bad, but yeah, it was just a little weird.
Was it about not wanting to get married anytime soon? Because she felt like that might be the issue.
Really? That's why she thought I didn't want to call her back?
Yeah, she thought maybe you were a guy that was like looking to find a wife right away or something, and that scared you off.
Oh my gosh. No, that was not what scared me away. I don't really even know how to say this. We were talking about our jobs and things that make us interesting, and I told her that I was a professional dog walker, and then she started saying things that made her interesting, and like, I work part-time as a clown. I work in the medical industry part-time. I'm a swinger, and I do calligraphy, and she kept
What?
going. And
Slow down. What
Back
did
up
you
a
just
little
say?
bit.
No way.
No, that was my exact reaction. I was just so taken aback, and so I asked her. I was like, "Wait! You're talking about like swing dancing, right?" And she said, "No, you are thinking about the right thing." And then she just tried to keep going, and I could not drop it. It like completely changed.
Oh my God.
That's not something that you usually casually drop in a conversation. Like, yeah, I walk dogs and then I have sex with lots of people and then also...
She lumped it in with calligraphy, for God's sakes.
I couldn't even... I couldn't change the way I looked at her after that the rest of the date.
So you're not into dating swingers?
No. I mean, it's not something that I actively seek. I'm definitely looking for a long-term monogamous relationship, and... I mean, she just said it so casually, it didn't seem like a big deal to her. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, what if I take her home to my parents and she wants to sleep with my dad? You know, like...
I guess I've never thought about that before, yeah, but I guess if you're dating a swinger, you bring her home, some fun things, interesting things could happen.
Oh, God.
It weirded me out, and
Yeah.
I mean, she's a sweet girl, and I feel bad, but I just couldn't drop it after that.
That's understandable, Greg. Greg, I also need to tell you something.
What's that?
Chelsea is actually on the other line listening right now.
What?
Yeah. Chelsea, are you there?
Yep.
Chelsea.
How's it going, Chelsea?
I guess I'm just like, why didn't you say anything? We could have talked about it. You could have asked me questions. I would have been like, no, I'm not a psychopath who's going to try and sleep with your father.
I didn't know what kind of questions to ask you about that. You just said it so casually and nonchalant. Like, I've just never met a swinger before, and it totally shocked me.
Okay, first of all, you've definitely met one before. They just didn't tell you about it.
That's a very good point, Chelsea.
Yeah. And second of all, never having met someone doesn't mean that they're bad. You know, there's...
I didn't think of it as bad. I don't think you're a bad person. It's just honestly not the lifestyle that I'm into, and I'm sorry I wasn't upfront with you about that at the date.
Chelsea, do you always bring it up in that manner on first dates?
Not necessarily, but at the same time, I think it's better than, like, bringing it on somebody after going out for a while where they have all these assumptions.
Yeah, like
I'd
you guys
rather get it out of the way in the beginning and be honest, and then that way, if they do freak out, then I haven't gotten, like...
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Until you guys are like a couple months in, you're like, okay, it's finally time to meet my friends. Oh, and by the way, you're going to have sex with all my friends, too.
Right. But again, you wouldn't have to, like...
Well, it's just ignorance. I don't think any of us really understand the swinging lifestyle. I've never been a part of it. It's always interested me. I think it's really cool that you're willing to do that, but I don't know anything about it, so that's just what I assume.
I think what's surprising to me is that it didn't cross your mind that could be a potential reason why he's not calling you back.
Well, yeah, no, I guess it didn't, because he didn't really have a reaction to it. Like, I told him all that stuff, and he was like, oh, a clown, eh? Like...
That makes sense, then.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to focus on that because it made me totally uncomfortable. I didn't know what to say about it. I appreciate the fact that you said it on the first date, and but I couldn't let it go.
I mean, I think that the thing is that it's more about options than anything else. It's about the fact that you're not like, we have to do this and you have to sleep with these people. But you're like, okay, well, do we want to be monogamous right now? Sure. Do we want to swing right now? Sure. Do you want to go on a date with someone else right now? Sure. Like 20 years from now, when you're bored with the sex with your current partner, that doesn't mean you have to break up. It means you have other options.
Greg, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to beg you to say yes to this, okay? Would you like to go on a second date with Chelsea? I will pay for it.
Jubal's like, I want to be there.
You know what? Honestly, like, maybe I could be a little more open-minded, and
of course,
I would like to go on a second date.
Yes!
I would.
Awesome.
I'm really actually very surprised that you just said that.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Chelsea, are you cool with going out on another date with Greg? Maybe tell him a little bit more about your lifestyle so we can understand it more?
Sure, if only to help spread the gospel of consensual non-monogamy.
Consensual non-monogamy. I like that term.
it does have a nice ring to it.
All right, well, awesome. We'll send you guys out again.
Sweet.
All right, great.
I got this great restaurant you go to. You put your keys at the door in a bowl.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second dater met the girl he went out with, where I've met almost every single girl I've ever dated. ChristianMingle.com. You know, member of that site since it started. You know, I just love it so much. Now, that's where Nathan apparently met the girl he wants us to call today. Nathan, what's up? How are you, man?
Good. I love your show, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about meeting the girl you want us to call today. What's her name?
Mia.
Mia. Okay, so you met her on this website?
Yeah, I did the normal thing where both expressed interest. I messaged her through the website, and from there it was off and on for a little bit, and then for about a month straight we were chatting probably almost every other night. Sometimes there'd be 3-4 days that go by, but it started progressing from there.
So you guys talked a lot before you actually met in person?
That's the thing. We actually haven't met in person yet.
What?
Yeah.
I thought this was a second date update.
Kind of. Nathan's one of those guys that's date never actually happened.
Yeah. I'm walking to the date, and I get a phone call from her, and she tells me that she's got an emergency and that she's going to have to cancel. She's flying to California.
You were actually at the place that you're going to meet her, and she called you and said that she was flying to California?
I mean, I was literally pulling into the restaurant practically.
Oh, man.
You didn't happen to notice if she was, like, in the restaurant or, like, in the vicinity of you when she called you, right? Like, maybe she was waiting for you and then saw you and didn't like your outfit and was like, oh, no, thank you. You didn't see her anywhere. Well, look, I've been to meet someone before that I didn't like, and then I just took off when I saw him.
No, but you're like the ultimate jerk. You wouldn't spend months talking to him.
So you didn't see her around, did you?
No, and that's part of the other thing about this that's crazy enough. She doesn't even have a profile pic, so I've never seen a picture of her.
What?
Wait, you've never
what?
you've never seen a picture of this girl?
No, I couldn't tell you what she looks like, and I had asked, and she said I'd rather develop a relationship.
Yeah. How do you start talking to someone on a dating website that doesn't have a profile picture? I know that they're out there. They usually have like a silhouette of somebody that hasn't uploaded it or whatever. But why would you? I don't know. I would not talk to somebody on a dating website that didn't have a profile picture.
In all honesty, at that point, that day I just was going around and looking for people online, and it's somewhat near the area, and I just sent a message saying, hey, how's it going?
Just casting a wide net.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That day, yeah, I didn't have anything to do. I was on the site, figured I'd strike up a conversation.
Okay.
So you went to go meet her, and she called you right before and said that something came up and she had an emergency. Do you believe her, or do you think she was lying to you?
Well, I was livid at first and pissed, but the conversation actually went on. She wanted to talk to me while she was waiting for her flight.
Okay.
So it made me believe her. And I sort of tried to ask her what was going on. Is there anything I could do? Does she need any help?
Nathan, let's face it. There's no way she's lying to you because you met her on a Christian website, and Christians don't lie. You know that she's telling the truth. But you actually stayed on the phone and chatted with her while she was waiting for her plane to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you think that maybe you're getting catfished, like she's just not who she says she is?
I mean, I want to believe in the best, but I've texted her a few times since, and I haven't gotten messages back. So at this point, there's a large portion of me that's thinking, what in God's name is going on? I don't know if it's a kid, a boyfriend there, ex-husband. I don't know how long she's in California for. I just don't know what's going on at all.
And how long ago has it been since you talked?
About 5 days.
It's been about 5 days since you actually spoke with her.
Yep.
Still an emergency. You don't think she might need a little more time with whatever it is?
I mean, in hindsight, probably. I might have jumped the gun a little bit, but at this point, I don't understand the missed text messages.
Well, and you've got to be emotionally invested. I mean, a lot of people would consider this a relationship, even though you haven't even met yet.
For sure. All right, man. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Sounds good.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I'm going to be honest. I really don't care if Nathan, who's on the phone for a second date update, gets a second date out of this.
What?
I just want to know two things about the girl that he was supposed to meet up with on his date. One, what does she look like? And two, why did she have to go to California on an emergency?
Yeah,
that's all I really
that's
want to know.
killing me.
Yeah, I want to know why she had to bail on him before their date even started. If you're just tuning into the second date update, Nathan is on the phone. He wants to call Mia. They met on a Christian dating website. Interesting note, she doesn't have a profile picture. He was just chatting up people that day, and he has no idea what she looks like. Anyway, they were supposed to meet for dinner, and when he was walking up to the restaurant, she called, said she had an emergency in California and had to go. So we haven't heard from her since, and he's wondering why she hasn't been calling him back. Now, you do believe her that she had some sort of an emergency in California?
I don't know. I do believe her, but there's part of me that is just like, why hasn't she reached back out yet? I don't understand it.
Why do you have so much trust in this person that you've never seen?
Because of the conversations, they were in depth. I mean, who knows? Maybe she's really good, but it was consistent and it was just the interest in the stories. I mean, these weren't like 5-minute chats or anything like that. We really got in depth.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if she picks up the phone, and maybe we can find out what happened in California. Or, I mean, if you want a second date, too, I guess we can do that. Yeah. Do you want a second date with her?
Let's hear what the explanation is.
Okay, so you're just like us. You just want to know what went on in California that she had to call in on your date. All right, I'm going to dial the number right now.
All right.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mia, please?
This is she.
Hey, Mia, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From where?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning? The radio show?
I'm on the radio?
Yes, you are. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm calling you because we received an email about you from one of our listeners.
Okay.
His name is Nathan, and Nathan emailed us because he was supposed to go out on a date with you, and then you ended up having an emergency that you had to go to in California. Since that day, Nathan has been wondering why you're not answering his text messages, so he emailed us to call you and ask why.
Okay, this is weird.
I know it is. But Nathan wants to know if you don't like him, if you don't want to see him, something like that. If you don't want to see him, just tell us. We'll tell Nathan, and he won't bug you anymore. But other than that, he's wondering if you still want to go out with him. So is there anything that we can tell Nathan from you?
Just tell him I'll call him. And sorry, I've been busy.
So you do want to see Nathan again?
I'm really busy right now, so I just don't know when.
Okay.
I just don't know when I'll
Well, I appreciate you talking to us for a few minutes. We won't take much more of your time, but I just have to know, do you want to see Nathan again? Because it sounds like you don't, the way you said that. If you don't, I'll let him down easy for you.
Look, I'm doing some stuff in my personal life that I just need to, I don't want him to be involved in.
Okay. So your emergency was legit when you called him at the restaurant and said that you had an emergency. I was speculating that you were lying.
I'm in California.
You are.
Still.
Oh, why did you fly so last minute, though?
Look, I'm a little embarrassed about it. It was for a job. I don't want Nathan to judge me for it.
You're embarrassed about the work that you do?
Promise you won't tell him this.
Sure. I mean, I will tell him that you want to see him again, but I won't tell him any other details if they're really embarrassing.
So I'm doing a photo shoot for Playboy.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's right. They started doing that again. I forgot.
You're on a Christian mingle site, and you're
Just because I appreciate my body does not mean I am not a good Christian. I am just using the body God gave me.
Okay, so you're doing a photo shoot for Playboy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's a job.
Okay, I'll tell you why that confuses me, because he told us about how he met you, and he said on your dating profile, you didn't even have a profile picture. Normally, people that would pose for Playboy would have a lot of pictures on their dating profile.
Okay, but also people who pose for Playboy tend to be treated differently because of the way they look. Like, I want Nathan to get to know me for me.
Wow.
You know, for like, my brain and my personality and not my, you know.
You are.
And you talked to him a bunch.
Yeah.
You never brought up what you did for a living?
I didn't want him to think I was some hussy or not a good Christian or whatever, because I am. I have a really good relationship with God, and I just happen to do this for a living.
When were you going to drop this news on him?
Well, I wanted to get to know him, and I wanted him to get to know me, and I wanted to build a solid foundation so that he knows where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? So it's not like, because there's so many stereotypes, and I hate that. There's so many stereotypes of women that pose nude and models, and just, there's so much wrapped up in it, and not everybody is the attention-seeking hussy that they're put,
Right.
So that's a stereotype. I don't like that.
You got a great body. God has gifted you with wonderful looks. Might as well use them to your advantage and make a little dough.
I don't.
Right?
That's exactly right.
And you said that you want to get to know him on another level before you go into all that.
Right.
Right. That's perfect because you sort of just did that.
What do you mean?
Nathan is actually on the other line and heard exactly what you just said.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You promised.
You've already been this far. You might as well say hi to Nathan.
Hey, Mia.
Someone sounds excited.
Yeah.
That's the best news I've ever gotten in a second date update.
How's it going?
Oh, God, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to find out this way.
But, I don't even know what to think anymore. I mean, of all the reasons you went to California, this wasn't even anywhere near the list.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know that I hate it. I don't know that I know I don't like it, but the people in my life, I don't know how they would react if we went down this road and you weren't Playboy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person who judges you. I sort of understand where you're coming from. I mean, believe me, it's not like I haven't seen a Playboy before, but I don't know what to think.
You bad boy, Nathan.
It doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me a bad Christian. I actually love what I do, and I think God made me for this.
Nathan, are you saying that you don't want to see Mia because she poses for these type of magazines?
I mean, I'd definitely like to see her. But this is
why I was worried, because guys treat me differently when they see me in person, And, I don't want to be treated differently.
you want to be treated like every other uggo out there. I understand, but unfortunately for you, you're not. Nathan, so are you worried that it's the people in your life that are going to judge you if you were to go out with Mia now?
I guess I am. Now that I'm thinking about it, if we do end up going out, I guess I'm worried about what other people would think. On the other hand, we had an amazing connection, and I am a guy, I'm a man, so
Yeah.
I definitely would like to see her and meet her.
Okay.
I will say, I know that my husband would have a problem if I was taking pictures naked for other men to look at. Mm-hmm. I mean, he would, period.
But it's a job, It's like being an actor and having to kiss somebody else. It's not like that's my personal soul. I mean, yes, it's my body, but my body in this case is just, it's like an accessory.
And Nathan, if you like Mia, who cares what anybody else thinks, really? Yeah. You guys had a lot of good conversations and stuff like that. Like, if she was a porn star and you really loved her, then who cares what your parents think or your friends?
That one might be a bit different, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Love conquers all, right?
Yeah, so would you go out? Okay, Mia, would you go out with Nathan again? We'll pay for a second date.
Please.
You guys didn't even really go out in the first time, so would you go out with Nathan officially?
I mean, if he doesn't think I'm a bad Christian.
Okay. Nathan, are you going to be an idiot and pass up a date with a Playboy model? I will pay for it.
Mia, how long are you even going to be in California for?
Honestly, I don't know. This is kind of a big job opportunity for me, and I really want to not blow it. So,
at the end of the day, we had an unbelievable connection, and I did, at the very least, like to meet her in person and see if the chemistry is there in person as well.
Sweet.
Yes!
Awesome.
Woo-hoo!
You guys can talk about it more in depth in person.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
Great.
good.
And Mia, just another question. What issues are you in?
Oh, come on.
Like Miss October? I want to
It's
know.
show research.
Yeah, no.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Everybody texting in at 78592 wants a date with Mia from today's second date update.
Yes, they do.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. And if you missed today's second date update, Nathan wanted to call Mia. They actually met on Christian dating website, and he didn't even see her picture before they met, and I guess she was stunning. Anyway, the reason she wasn't really getting back to him was because she was gone in L.A. taking some photos for Playboy. Because they're doing photos again.
Yeah, but Playboy.
You know, they stopped doing like photo shoots for a while, but now they're doing them again.
Yeah, but they're doing the classy ones. They're not doing the nude ones anymore. I mean, it's still like a little racy, right?
Yeah, and it's still cool to be a Playboy.
You know, you could celebrate the body God gave you as a Christian. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not either. But Nathan was bothered by it, though.
Yeah, well, I've also never been considered a good Christian, so
I mean,
I don't know if I have the right opinion.
Can you imagine, though, not seeing a girl, like, she could be anything, and she's a Playboy model? Like, this guy hit the jackpot.
Yeah, it's pretty lucky.
But at the same time, he didn't, because he's like,
Yeah.
morally, I can't
It's like,
do this.
I will barely even go look at an apartment if it doesn't have a photo up, let alone go on a date with somebody.
I know.
It's either going to be amazing or a rat-infested mess.
Seriously, remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
It's always annoying when you're starting to date somebody new and then one of your exes approaches them and starts telling them all kinds of lies about you.
Oh my God, that's not just
Like, I know
annoying.
I've had that happen to me a few times where I've been dating somebody new and then my ex will approach them and be like, oh, you're dating Jubal. He's such a thoughtful and good lover. And that is obviously a lie. And that's kind of what happened to Chris, who's on the phone for a second date update today. One of his exes tried to hate on him, and that's why he thinks the girl is not calling him back. Chris, how are you?
I'm all right, Jubal. How are you today?
I'm good, man. Thank you for your email. I read it, and it outraged me at what your ex-girlfriend did to you. This is ridiculous.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was bullshit, man. I mean, I had a great. I'm sorry. Can I say that?
Yeah. Yeah. Before we get into what your ex-girlfriend did to you, first tell us about the girl that you want to call today.
So her name's Heather, and we met through mutual friends. And man, she's just cute. She's sweet. I'd seen her picture, and I met her at a party, and my buddy introduced us. And like the perfect girl. She's. I kind of like short brunettes, and she's short and brunette, and really attractive and fun, and just. I don't know, really witty and kind of challenged me. There's something about this girl.
You're right. She sounds like perfection to me. Short, brunette, and really witty. So what'd you guys do on your date?
We went out for dessert. There's this really cool gelato place that reminds me a lot of, I don't know, like the perfect date from a romantic comedy. I know that kind of sounds silly. I'm a guy. It shouldn't matter. But I think people are more relaxed around dessert. And we went and had gelato. It was so much fun.
I think that's a perfect date, too.
It wasn't a romantic comedy, but I did get a kiss at the end of the night. We had fun. I went home. I was kind of floating on a cloud. And then
I love that.
I can't get her to call me back.
And you think the reason she's not calling you back is because of what happened later that night when you got home, right?
That's the only thing I can figure out. I logged onto Facebook, and the guy had checked us in at the gelato place. I wanted the friend who had introduced us to know that we were out on a date, and I'm not going to lie, the girl was really cute. I was proud of being on a date with her and wanted people to see it. And so I had tagged her on Facebook, and all of a sudden I looked down, and first off, my ex-girlfriend had liked the post, which is always scary.
That's
creepy.
weird.
Yeah.
And she commented on it as well, and I think the comments might be why she's not calling me back.
Is your ex-girlfriend just crazy?
Oh, she's a crazy man. Let me tell you, I don't have a clue why I did. I mean, she was cute, but she was insane.
It sounds like it, especially from what you put in your email that she said in the comments section. Why don't you tell everybody what she said?
So the first post was, "Congrats, Chris. Looks like you found a new buck-tooth to mess around with."
Are you kidding me? She said that on your comment section?
That was the first one.
Did you delete it immediately?
I deleted it immediately, but there were also two more under that I didn't see until I got home.
Why have you not blocked your ex from your Facebook page?
Well, I've blocked her now. I mean, I didn't realize she was as nuts as she actually is, but holy shit. Yeah, it was, the second two weren't any better than the first.
So after she called her a buck-tooth, what else did she have to say?
The second one said, "Are you going to ignore and manipulate this one too?"
Oh, whoa.
Did you like that one and just underneath that put yes?
No, I deleted it, but the worst one may have been the one that she directed specifically at Heather. And it just said, "Hey girl, let me tell you, fair warning from someone who's been there, one word, herpes."
Is that true?
Before I say that this is a horrible thing, Chris, do you have herpes?
No, I don't have herpes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I didn't know if she was saying like a truthful statement or if she was lying about you.
No, she's just crazy.
Chris.
So you deleted the comments, but you think that Heather still might have seen them.
That's the only reason I can figure out that she won't call me back.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
I would
yeah.
have nothing to do with you if I saw exes leave comments like that.
Yeah, that's understandable, because even if she thinks that she's lying about the herpes and stuff, which I'm still not fully on your side, Chris. I don't know if that's true or not. But even if she didn't believe that, just the fact that you have a crazy ex like that is enough to scare anybody away.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so concerned. I think she saw the Facebook page and she saw that, she read it and said, "That guy's kryptonite. I don't want anything to do with him." That's why I need your help. The date went well. Things are going well. And I don't have herpes.
I like that's
right,
how you have to defend yourself.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on this. That's probably why she's not calling you back. I'm guessing she saw them or somebody she knows saw them and told her about the messages.
Chris, you sound like a nice guy, but did you do something really bad to this girl to make her so bitter and angry?
No, I mean, I don't really know how to break up with a girl. And so I kind of just got aloof and distant. And she'd send me text messages, and I just slowly but surely not return them to the point that she broke up with me.
Okay, so she's just bitter.
Yeah.
She's just bitter.
All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, call Heather, and get your second date update, okay?
Thanks.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second part of the second date update, Chris is on the phone with us. He thinks he's not getting a call back because of a crazy ex-girlfriend. He went out with this girl named Heather. They had a good time, even ended the evening with a kiss. But then when he went back home after the date, he checked his Facebook, and in the comments section, his ex-girlfriend left a bunch of mean comments. Things like, "Congrats, Chris. Looks like you found some new bucktooth to mess around with."
Oh, my gosh.
And that's just one of them. I guess she also said, "Are you going to ignore and manipulate this one too?" Oh. And then to top it all off, her last comment was, "Hey girl, let me give you fair warning from someone who's been there. One word, herpes," in all caps. So Chris is guessing that Heather saw that and is like, "Yeah, I don't want to go out with this guy anymore." Chris, I didn't ask you this. How long has it been since you've heard from her?
It's 4 days.
And you didn't hear anything back after that last kiss?
No, I mean, we kissed and we made plans that we would chat the next day, and then nothing.
All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone right now, get her on the phone, and get your second date update. You ready?
All right, thanks.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
May I speak to Heather, please?
this is.
Hey, Heather, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
The radio show?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No?
Maybe.
Do you know who I am, or are you pretending?
Yeah. I've heard of you guys. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So have you ever listened to the show?
Like maybe on accident.
That's the best response ever.
Most people listen anyway, so congratulations. So that's awesome. Hey, I'm calling you today because We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where you go out on a date with somebody, and then if you end up not calling them back after that date, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask if something went wrong. We recently got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Uh-oh.
His name is Chris. You guys went out for gelato.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well, Chris has been trying to get a hold of you, and he's wondering why you're not calling him back.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I feel so horrible. He honestly thinks I'm blowing him off.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He
Okay.
thinks that you want nothing to do with him.
Oh, God. I lost my phone. Like, I lost my phone, like, 4 days ago or something, and I just got it today. Like, literally, like, 3 hours ago, I just got a new phone.
That's not even a lie.
I've just been, like, trying to put all my contacts back on it and everything, and, I feel so horrible that he thinks that.
So are you saying you're not blowing him off?
No, oh my God, no. I had a great time. I was planning on calling him like later today once I got all my contacts back and everything.
Well, that's pretty anticlimactic. I was hoping you had something terrible to say about him, but
Oh, no. Sorry to disappoint you. I really liked him. We had a great time.
Oh, that's so
well,
cute.
in that case,
Could you like email him or call him and tell him that I will be calling him later tonight?
I could do that, but why don't you just do it yourself? Because Chris is actually on the other line listening.
Hey, Heather.
What? Hi.
Hi. I'm sorry to put you on the radio and have these guys call you. We had such a great date. I mean, we ended it. We said we'd call each other, and then I didn't text or email. I didn't get anything, and I was just worried you didn't want to go on a date again. I really like you. I'd like to go on a second date.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry that this happened. I lost my phone, and it's like my whole world got messed up. I'm so sorry that you thought that. And, yes, I would totally love to go on a second date with you.
Heather, are you sure you want to go on a second date with someone who would just jump to conclusions like that you never wanted to talk to him again after 4 days?
I might have done the same thing, honestly. I don't know.
Give me something. This is like the nicest second date update ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are supposed to be helping me out here, guys.
It's just, usually something dramatic happens, and this is kind of boring.
Well, I mean, I don't really have any issues. I mean, I guess the more exciting part of this is that, like, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but, we had a good time. And
Heather, you don't even understand the things that we hear in these second date updates from time to time. Like, sometimes there was this one guy that we did a second date update with who went on a date with a girl, and then he checked them in somewhere.
Don't
and
do this.
When he got back to the house, there were like comments from his ex-girlfriend, like calling the girl a and saying that he had herpes and stuff like that. Like, we've done second date updates where that's happened.
Jubal.
oh
Isn't that
my
crazy?
God, that's horrible.
Yeah,
that is drama that I would definitely want to avoid. That's horrible.
Yeah, can you believe that, Chris? I didn't tell you that story, did I?
No,
that's a crazy one.
That's really bad. But Heather, should we go ahead and start setting up our second date?
No, wait. But before we get into that, I want to tell Heather this story because it's like I couldn't believe it when we did that second date update a while ago, where that guy was talking about his crazy ex commenting on his Facebook like that. I mean, Heather, could you imagine if that happened to you? You'd probably never want to date that guy, huh?
Yeah, definitely not. I would not want to be in that nightmare situation.
Yeah, I think most people wouldn't want to be. I mean, with a crazy ex like that, and then like claiming that the guy has herpes.
Oh my God, what? Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, that's another thing she said.
In that guy's defense, what if none of that was true? Like, I'm just standing up for that guy. What if none of that was real?
Oh, you're just standing up for that guy, huh, Chris?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't hear that second date update, but I mean, if none of that's true and he doesn't have herpes and the girl's just crazy, it doesn't make him a bad guy.
You know what, Chris? That doesn't even matter. It still means that he's attached to some kind of psycho ex that could do crazy to you later on. You know what I mean, Heather?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they make movies about it, so.
Yeah, they do. Oh, no. It's a good thing that this second date update didn't end up like that, Heather. I'm really happy.
Oh, good. Me too.
Yeah, and it's cool that we could reconnect you guys. This is like the first positive second date update we've had in a while. That leads me to my question. Would you like to go out on a second date with Chris? I will pay for it.
Oh, well, I was going to go out with him anyway, but if you're going to pay for it too, that's awesome.
Chris, you got your second date, man. Way to go.
Yes. Oh,
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, isn't there anything else that you want to tell her before we let her go?
No.
No, I mean, I'm excited for our second date, and I really am sorry I put her on the radio.
I thought there was something else, though.
That she has beautiful eyes, that we had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see her again.
Okay, yeah, that was it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking about something else.
You seal the deal, Chris. You seal the deal. It's good. You're good.
Well, congratulations, Heather and Chris. I hope you guys enjoy your evening out.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thanks,
and take care, Heather, because it could be your last.
You're funny. I don't even know what that means.
You will. You will. All right, guys, have a good one.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A lot of times when you go out on a date, you're just hoping to get through it. Like, you want it to be good, but you also want to make it to the end with nothing bad happening or no awkward moments so that maybe you can go on a second date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the guy on the phone for a second date update today, his name is Aiden. Aiden met a beautiful girl, asked her out. They went for dinner. Food was good. Good conversation.
Awesome.
He made it almost to the end. And at dessert, his world came crashing down.
Oh, no,
and his date
Aiden.
unraveled. You'll hear his story right now and find out what happened in just a second. But first, Aiden, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
Good. So tell us a little bit about the girl that you want us to call today. How did you meet her?
It was one of those nights when you go out and you're not looking for anything, and sure enough, that's when your world just, changes. I was just out at a bar with a couple of friends, just having a good time. Meeting a woman was the last thing on my mind, and then this girl comes walking into the bar, and everything just went slow motion except for her. And
Whoa.
she was, yeah,
Are you like typically this romantic of a man?
not at all. I'm usually a real jerk.
Okay.
This is something new.
Yeah, this was like one of those things that all your friends who are in love tell you about, and you're like, "Oh, you guys are idiots." And then it just had never happened to me until that night. And I'm not an overly confident guy when it comes to the ladies, but it was one of those things. She walked by me the first time, and I was just so taken aback, and it just popped into my head. I'm like, you know what? Everything else be damned. I have to find a way to meet this woman.
So what did you say to her? How'd you approach her then if you were nervous?
After the world stopped spinning and everything, I just kind of pulled myself together, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna walk up while she's with 8 women. So probably about 5-10 minutes go by, and she just takes a walk to the bathroom, and just when she's on the way,
You followed her into the bathroom. Good work. That's the best way to do it. Yeah.
I will say it does sound like you're going from like totally swoon-worthy to a little bit clingy.
No, I've never had luck when it's like 8 women and me, and I walk up. So just when she came walking by the bar area that I was at, I just said, excuse me. And I had all these great smooth things I wanted to say in my head, and instead it came out sounding so cheesy. It was just, hey, how does it feel to be the most beautiful woman in the room? And she just kind of looked at me, laughed, paused for a minute, and then just walked right on by me.
Yeah, I'd keep walking too. That is so cheesy.
Sounds like a fairy tale meeting to me.
Yeah, I froze. I don't know why. I had so many other original things to say, and I went with that.
It sounds like you,
sweetheart, how's it feel to be the most beautiful woman in this room?
Well, yeah, when you say it, it sounds creepy. Yeah, but,
That's how I picture you saying it. Also, like holding out like a little gun with your hand, like, yeah. You go ahead and move along to the bathroom and think about what Daddy just told you.
How did you come back from that and convince her to go out with you?
I think after I went outside and smacked myself in the head a couple of times and called myself stupid, I went back inside. I walked over to her. I'm like, look, about what I said earlier, I know it came off as cheesy and a line, but I meant it. And she just looked at me and she smiled and she's like, you're very sweet. I'm like, well, thanks. And I never do this, but if you allow me to, I would love to take you out to dinner. And we exchanged numbers, and that's all that happened that night.
So tell us about dinner then. How was that?
I got there early and got the table, and when she came walking in, it was the same thing all over again. Man, she just took the attention of everybody in the room. This girl, she doesn't have a bad side. She's amazing. And the thing that caught me is the night I saw her at the bar, she was just wearing like jeans and a top. And this night she was wearing a dress. And I don't know how else to explain it other than there's some women that can wear a dress, and then there's some women that just wear a dress. And when she walked in wearing a dress,
she was wearing that dress.
That dress
all the
wasn't
way
working.
on her body. Nice.
Oh my God. I'm pretty positive some other guys in the restaurant got in trouble with their wives and girlfriends that night because there wasn't a head that did not turn when she went by.
Okay, so but how was actually like dinner with her when you guys were sitting down talking and everything? Was it good? Did she seem interested in you?
It turned out we had a lot of similar interests, and what's really funny is you wouldn't know it to look at her. She's so beautiful and mild, but she's like tomboy through and through. So just awesome. I mean, beautiful girl, into sports, and not just like, oh, I like watching sports because my boyfriend likes watching it. Like we were just going back and forth. Like the whole time in my head I was going, there was something that night at the bar that told me to talk to her, and this was it. It was like I was meant to be hanging out with this woman.
So the whole time with her was awesome. Obviously, you liked it a lot. She seemed to be having a good time. Tell us about what happened when dessert came.
Well, when dessert came, we got like the triple layered chocolate cake killer thing. And it comes out and they put it in the center table, and we're just both sitting there picking at it with our forks. And the check came, and I went to pulled my wallet out, and I guess I had been out like the night before. I didn't put my credit card back in the normal place. So at first I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, great, perfect first date, and now I can't. But so I'm digging through my wallet looking for it, and I found it. But just as I found it, all the cards, all the business cards come flying out, dumping onto the table, and then right into what's remaining of our chocolate cake, a condom goes flying into the cake.
Yeah.
No way.
Hey,
Awkward timing.
now that we had this dessert, you know what would go better with it? Some latex. What do you think, lady? Go back to my pad?
I just saw my whole world come crashing inward.
What was her reaction when she saw a condom in the dessert?
She just stared at it for a second, looked at me and said, well then, and kind of cocked her head. And then it was just horrific frozen face, and then she just busted out laughing.
Okay, so she seemed to take it pretty cool.
Yeah, we both started laughing. It was like that awkward. It was that moment where I'm like, do I pull the condom out of the kit? Because obviously I don't want to be the guy. It's got chocolate on now. Do I put that back in my... It became a thing. I hope she didn't think I was carrying it around for a reason. Like, I hope she wasn't thinking, oh, he was expecting to get something, tonight. It was just in there. It'd been in there for a long time. To be honest, I totally forgot it was in there.
If you feel like everything went cool after the whole condom debacle, why did you put in your email that you think that's the reason she might not be calling you back?
Well, that's the only thing I can think that went wrong.
Okay.
When it comes down to it, that is the only thing that whole night that could have possibly caused the total 180 on, returning calls and talking with me.
Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
I'd appreciate it.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, Aiden is on the phone. Today he wants to call a girl named Summer. He had something very, very, very awkward happen on his first date. At the end of the date, when he was trying to pay, he was looking through his wallet because he couldn't find his debit card, and he accidentally spilled some stuff on the table, and a condom fell out of his wallet and into the dessert. Now, normally I would say that this is like the most awkward thing I've ever heard on a date, but we've been doing these second date updates for so long now that I'm like,
That's how I feel too. Oh my
not
God.
really that bad, actually, compared to some of the other stuff we've heard. So at least there's that, Aiden. So he thinks that he might not be getting a call back because she saw the condom and was like, oh, he's expecting to be getting some. Or, oh, he was trying to give me a little hint by dropping it in my dessert. Like, hey, that was sweet. This is going to be sweeter. Something like that. Any last words before we make the phone call?
Talking with you guys just made me feel really optimistic about it because after I ran it all through, I'm like, yeah, no, why wouldn't she call me back? We had a great time.
All right, cool. I'm going to dial the phone number right now and get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling you back. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Summer there?
Yeah, this is her. Who is this?
Hey, Summer, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a morning radio show. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hey,
Summer.
I'm calling you today because one of our listeners emailed us about you and asked if I could get you on the phone to ask you a few questions.
Who emailed you?
His name is Aiden, and you went out on a date with Aiden not too long ago. He asked if we could get you on the phone somehow and find out why you're not calling him back.
This is kind of weird.
I know. It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. Do you mind telling us why you don't want to call Aiden back?
I don't think that's a good idea. Aiden's a really, really sweet guy.
Okay. There's got to be some issue if he's a really sweet guy and you don't want to see him again.
I mean, I don't want to hurt his feelings. You know, I don't know. I don't feel right about it.
I think you're hurting his feelings right now by not calling him back with no reason. Yeah. Can you give me some sort of information so I can at least tell him?
I think he should understand why.
Was it the condom in your dessert?
Just saying that is awesome.
Oh my God, he told you that?
Yeah, he did. Well, he told us because he feels like that's why you're not calling him back. He said it was an accident, but he thinks you might have assumed that he thought the evening was going to end up with him using the chocolate-covered condom.
Well, that was just one of the things that he did.
Okay, well, what else did he do then? Like, he knows that he messed up, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's a super romantic guy, and he's so sweet, and he's so kind, but it's almost like he doesn't understand the line between romantic and creepy.
Oh, I could see that totally. Like, even just him explaining your date, he's a lot.
It's flattering to a point, but he went, like, he'd give me a compliment, but he just went way over that.
Like, he just kept complimenting you too much?
Yeah, like at dinner, he couldn't stop talking about how my dress was clinging to my body.
Whoa.
All right. Maybe he was trying to compliment the dress and it just came out the wrong way. I've done that before.
Yeah, but then he started talking about how my walk is so graceful. Where did I learn such a graceful walk and how to sway like that?
Okay. So he's just pouring it on thick.
Like way too thick.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could chalk that up to him being nervous. And
yeah, I understand, but it made me uncomfortable. Like, I was really uncomfortable during the whole date.
Was it that bad, really?
When we sat down at the table, he leaned in and said the instant he saw me, he became aroused.
What? Whoa. Aroused? He used the word aroused.
He said aroused.
Wow. That, again, like I said, maybe he just chose the wrong way to describe it.
Oh, that word's so icky.
I mean, he was just way too forward. And then when the condom fell in the dessert, it was like the cherry on top of the weird date cake.
Yeah. Did you guys talk about anything else besides how beautiful and arousing you are?
I mean, a little bit. I try to steer the conversation towards sports. I thought maybe that would stop him and, get him to start thinking about something else.
And he'd just be like, hey, what time is it? And you're like, I don't know. It's high noon on my sundial because I'm thinking you are a hot lady. That's just pretty much how it was. Everything came back to...
You were so creepy.
Everything came back to him just perving out over you, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. The whole date went, just like that.
Oh my God,
right.
I'm dying over that.
That is, that's understandable then. I can see how that would be kind of weird if somebody just wouldn't, to sit down and somebody just tell you they're aroused right away.
Yeah, that's strange. Did you like anything about the date at all?
He is really nice. I can tell, just deep down, he's a really good person, and I don't think he needs to be creepy. Mm-hmm. But somebody just needs to sit him down and tell him, where the line is between romantic and creepy.
Why don't you do it? Because he's actually on the line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah.
Hi, Summer.
What? Oh, Aiden.
I was trying to compliment you. Creepy?
Oh my God!
Really, I was just trying to give you compliments.
You could just tell a girl that she looks nice and leave it at that.
look nice. I told you look nice. I told you were gorgeous.
You told me you were aroused.
Yeah, I was aroused, but I mean, I didn't mean it physically. I mean, God, no, I meant it like, my senses felt heightened around you.
Yeah, it's a bad choice of words, man.
Still feels like 1 sense.
You have to figure out a different way to phrase that. I mean, it just creeps a girl out.
Summer, you are the most beautiful woman I've ever met. You literally make me tingle. Like, my whole body just trembles when I'm close to you.
Oh, my God.
That's something you don't need to tell a girl. That's not what you say on a first date.
Aiden, you just met her. You don't know that much about her. How can you say she's all of these things?
I just wanted her to know how good she was making me feel. I mean, it was like being on a drug when I was around her, and I felt like she had the right to know that.
Yeah, that drug was Viagra.
Yeah. Well, it's all very flattering. It's a lot for somebody to take in. It's like you're more worshiping me than actually being on the date. It just gets a little bit creepy.
I'm sorry if you felt like I was saying too much, but I'm not going to say I'm sorry for telling you you're beautiful. You're beautiful, and you deserve to be told that. That's just how it is.
See, that's sweet.
But once is enough, though. And there's better ways of saying it than telling me you're aroused right when I sit down.
That's still so crazy.
Still sounds bad.
All right. I agree. Maybe I chose poorly. If I promise to tone it down, as you say, would you be willing to give me another chance?
Summer, would you like to go out with Aiden again? We'll pay for it.
I don't think that he is going to tone it down.
I think you should give him a second chance. I mean, I see the creepiness, but he's well-intentioned.
Yeah.
I promise. I was just really excited to be spending time with you.
He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He just needs to learn new words for being excited. And excited's not the right word to use, so don't use that one either. But I think that's it. Summer, would you go out with him again?
You promise me you won't talk about my body and how my dress looks and my beautiful eyes. You won't say any of those things?
I promise I'll try my best, but it's hard. It's hard.
Summer, will you do it? Just one more chance. What's the worst that could happen? You sit with a dude who tells you how awesome you are.
Yeah.
I mean, he is really sweet. I would give him one more chance.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
So excited.
Congratulations, Aiden. You got your second date.
Thank you.
And Summer, enjoy yourself. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. This whole thing was very arousing. So thank you for that.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.